Guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to talk about some things I was thinking about last night while I was awake. I only slept for about an hour. I suffer from sleep paralysis and I had both kinds of sleep paralysis last night. I mean, it was just awful. So I was watching Always Sunny, a little bit of Doug, and I was thinking, I also was catching up on videos about the whole Tati situation with James and everything. And I started to think about some things, and I thought I would come on here and share them with you. You guys can let me know if you feel the same way, if I'm just being crazy, let me know. So Tati's Bye Sister video, the last time I looked was around, I think, 25 million views. In this video, this is where she told us all that James is a bad friend. He has an ego. Fame has changed him. He's not loyal. And most importantly, that he has gross behavior that we could only describe as predatory. That he goes after straight men and that he manipulates them and says, things like, it doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity. And we've seen the DMs of conversations he has had with bi-curious males that say, I am straight. And him telling them, no matter what you think, you're not straight. Things like that. I'd like to say that I just kind of want to throw this out there because Gabriel Zamora had posted a video kind of discrediting Tati in a sense, saying that she wasn't giving us like the full picture, stuff like that. Again, my tripod is a mess, so I'm sorry if I'm a little slanted. Anyway, and I wanted to say that even if some of these men did slide into the DMs of James Charles, that doesn't mean that they deserved the type of manipulation that they got from him. Just because, in a world where views and clout and social media, presence is like everything to a younger generation, you could see why initially maybe some men that are bi-curious or maybe they want to hang out with James for clout, whatever it may be. And so they kind of maybe tag along or maybe they lead him on a little bit. However, they don't deserve the way that he treats them. They don't deserve to be like, oh, hey, no matter what, you are straight. We have seen countless DMs of people, including like the waiter that came out. When he doesn't get what he wants, he starts to turn on them and block them and unblock them and then play the victim, So even though some of these people may have slid into his DMs, it still doesn't give him a right to manipulate them and to play with their sexuality, as Tati said in her video. Now, I think that Tati's video was important because it kind of created this path for all of these other people to come out, share their stories about James, about him being rude, about, him being overly flirtatious, his behavior altogether. So it's nice that she kind of made it, so people aren't so afraid to share their stories. However, I, in my last video, mentioned that I only had an issue with the fact that she monetized the video and that she went into length about her brand Halo Beauty and had like a card, come pop up on the screen where you could buy it. It felt very much like a promotion for her products as much as it was sort of exposing James. My question is, why now? Why is she talking about this now? If a lot of this behavior happened before, and especially during her birthday in like February, why hasn't anybody said anything? So that kind of bothers me a little bit. Now, I'm not trying to say that her video is bullshit. It doesn't change the way I feel about James Charles at all. I still think he has issues. I think he does have predatory behavior. I think he laughs it off like it's a joke. And I find him to be completely self-unaware and delusional, and I don't like him. So it doesn't change how I feel about James. It's just that for this video, for Tati to put out this video something had to happen. And what happened was James Charles taking a brand deal with her competitor, Sugar Bear Hair. Once he did something that affected her, not only on a friendship basis, but affected her business-wise, affected her pockets, affected her money, did we get this video. So I find it, a little confusing because I'm not sure what her motives were. She was in like this mentor position. I understand why she didn't just end a friendship with James over other scandals. I understand that she basically helped build him when, promoted him, worked with him when nobody else wanted to. I understand that. But if you know that he has this darker type of side to him with this disturbing type of behavior, why are you not saying anything about it beforehand? You know what I mean? And so that's sort of where I'm at with this. What were her motives? Was it, I made you and now I'm gonna ruin you? You fucked with my business, so now I'm gonna not only ruin your career, but I'm gonna have one of the highest viewed videos on my channel to promote my pills. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure if her motives were truly to warn us about him or they were motivated by monetary gain. Like I said in my last video, I've never been a huge fan of Tati. I feel like she comes off like, she is YouTube's beauty sweetheart. She's had her own fair share of things going on, although they never were as big as like a James Charles or Jeffree Star scandal. But, she has not always been the most honest beauty YouTuber. So, like I said, I never really trusted her too much. So as I was thinking about this, I'm thinking Jeffree Star comes out and literally says James Charles is a danger to society. Nathan banned him from coming to our house. He, tweeted at his James' brother, why is your brother a predator? Why did you really move back to New York City? Like all of these things. And I'm like, where were you guys at weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, after the birthday party? Like, why is this happening now? Only because it's affecting Tati personally? That I kind of have an issue with. If I knew somebody that had that much fame and that much power, that much influence, and was taking advantage of people, there is no way that I could still stay friends with them and keep my mouth shut. This is something that, a lot of people, well, myself anyway, I like drama channels because it's not because I thrive off of negativity or I want to see somebody get torn apart or anything like that. It's because I like to see the real behavior, the real character of somebody that I'm supporting. Not that I ever supported James and Tati, except with a couple of video views here and there to, get references for content that I would make. But I could, drama channels are there to provide, if it wasn't for all the shady behavior, brands and influencers, there wouldn't be any drama channels, but they're there to sort of expose that type of behind the scenes behavior. And as a consumer and as somebody that cares about whom I support, I don't want to give a view. I don't want to give, money to somebody. Like, imagine all of these people, like Tati knew, Jeffree knew how his behavior was, but nobody said anything until after he made Tati cry by taking a brand deal. If not for that brand deal, would we have ever gotten this video? Would Tati have ever said anything? Would Jeffree have ever said anything? I don't know. I'm left with this question, like, if she was not personally affected by this, would anybody have been so outspoken about it? I mean, I hope so. I'm just wondering why it didn't happen sooner. But getting back to drama channels, so, that's the thing. I like to know the character of a person. And when people are behaving in a shitty way, I like to know, because I'm not going to spend my money on you. And I'm not, going to basically reward shitty behavior. So, it's also why I hate subtweeting. I hate people that will say some really scandalous shit about somebody and not say who it is, because it's like, why don't you tell us so we know not to follow that person, so we know not to support that person? It's like, if you can't say their name, then don't fucking say anything at all, I just hate it. But so obviously this behavior is concerning enough for her to talk about, for people to come out about it, and I'm glad that people are speaking up about. Like I said, it doesn't change how I feel about the situation. I just wonder why. Something major has had to have happened for Nathan, of all people, to ban James from their house. What was it? Now, so Jeffrey knew and Tati knew. And I'm not saying that they're like bad people for not saying anything sooner. I'm just wondering why and why now. So I was thinking, they know that James Charles has millions of followers, and if you know that he has that type of behavior, it might be helpful for people that are going to buy his merch, or, have engagement on his social media platforms, or pay $500 to meet him, to know things like that, And I don't know. I'm just feeling a little icky about the whole thing. Had Tati not monetized the video, and that's up to her. Creators should be able to monetize their videos. I understand that. Usually when people are talking about something very serious, though, they don't monetize their videos for moral reasons. I'm not saying that it was wrong. She only had, I think, like 2 ads in it anyway. Had she not done that, had she not had that, and even though it was a small chunk of time, it was enough to really push her products, maybe I would feel differently about it. But I'm just left with why? Why now? What are the motives? She just wanted to ruin some careers, because she doesn't normally come out and say things like this, and I get that. But the behavior that she talks about is concerning, and concerning enough for her to share it, that I feel like, why couldn't anyone speak out sooner? And Jeffrey's usually very loud with his opinions, so I just wonder, so it took until he did something to Tati personally to affect her financially and for their friendship, for her to come out with this. That's kind of scary. And it makes me wonder, what other things he's done, or, other people that are in a position of power. I really couldn't care less that he is not a loyal friend, because I never thought he would be. I would never look at James Charles and be like, he's probably a really great friend and somebody that you can trust. That's just never how I pictured him. And friendships are complicated, and, friends come and go. The biggest part of the video that bothered me was his behavior towards these other men. And I just want to know what you guys think. Am I thinking too much into this? Is it sort of odd, the timing? Because if somebody's behavior has been like this at least since February, but we know at least before then, according to DMs and things, wouldn't you say something? Or wouldn't you at least distance yourself enough from that person where you wouldn't even care if they did another brand deal? It certainly wouldn't make you cry, because you're like, I don't even care about this person anymore. This person needs help and I wish them well, but I don't want anything to do with them. But it became a big deal because she came out publicly with this video. So I just wonder if the motives were pure, if they were just to let us know how he really is, or if it was to sell her products, which one it was more of, So I think that's pretty much all I had to say about that. I just couldn't sleep last night, and I was just like, if these people knew about this, why couldn't somebody say something sooner? Especially before, people are buying, tickets to meet him, or are, supporting him. And that's why, like I said, we like drama channels, because they're gonna name names, and at least we can form our own opinions if we want to support that person or not, and we get more of an insight into their character. And that's important to me, because I like to support people that seem like decent human beings, So I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm not saying that, like I said, I'm not saying her video is shit or anything. It definitely doesn't change the way I feel about James. I'm just sort of concerned about what the motives really were behind it. So you guys let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe if you want to. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like to, and I'll see you soon. Love and hugs. Bye.